it's Jenna Citrus, and I'm here to share with you part 2 of Breathe. This is a 14-day program to improve your mental and physical health by Dr. Belisa Vranich. I'm just doing the exercises. I'm not affiliated with her in any way, but I've just had some really revolutionary things happen to me and my body through breathing. So here's some great diaphragmatic breathing exercises. We're actually going to be working on our intercostals first in this exercise. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so this is called an intercostal stretch. Oh, and before we get started, you may want to pause and get a bolster or a pillow. We won't need it for this first one, but we will need it for this, the second one, I think. There's a couple ways you can do these, and you just hold them till it feels good. And you're going to be inhaling and exhaling, giving yourself a massage. So you're going to take your hand directly over your head, and you're just going to stretch over. And if you want to take this hand and actually feel through your ribs here, they're going to be expanding as we breathe in and out. Really feel your low ribs expanding into the stretch. And if you want to do this standing, you can do it up against a wall. Like this. And just push up against a wall. So you're putting your hand up there. I do prefer to be seated, but yep, either one is very good. So let's keep going here a little bit longer. Really feeling that expansion through your rib cage and through into your back. With your breath, really connect to that breath. Want to switch over? Do the other side. Remember, you can do these up against a wall. If that feels more comfortable for you, just pretend there's an imaginary wall here that you're placing your hand against. Make sure to keep that breath low in your belly and your lower lungs as you're stretching it all out there. Tightness, you notice, just kind of shift your body around, feel what's good for you, feel into it. A couple more breaths here. Really stretch over as far as you can. If you can get even farther with me, those next breaths, give it a little bit farther stretch. We're just really opening and lengthening our side right here. Feels good. Okay, we're going into child's pose next. This is where you need a bolster or a towel or something underneath you. If you're not familiar with this pose, it's great for beginners. So you would straddle something like this. I'm really flexible, so I'm going to pull this out in a second here. But you'll put your belly down on them to help support you with this. So you're up on your knees, leaning back, bringing your butt towards your feet. You can also bring it lower. And when you get sort of, I'll call it to the final pose, if you keep working, keep stretching, become as yogic as possible with your body, you'll shift into a pose that looks a little bit more like this. And this one is a little bit more difficult for breathing, and we're still doing low belly breathing here. Expanding out and down, but we're noticing some friction and tension against our body. Our legs are pushing up against our belly. It's a fight right here. So there's this battle of like, hey, I need to expand out. No, everything's pushing against me. But you want to fight through that because when you are just in your normal life and standing up, you may have some issues with breathing. And so this is sort of like the challenge to get you to the next level of remembering how to breathe correctly. So here we go. Gonna go back into child's pose. Whatever duration feels good to you. Pushing those thighs or that bolster up against your stomach. And we're going to breathe in and out deeply. We are breathing in and out through our noses. And if this position is comfortable, feel free to stay here longer. I'm going to move on to the next one, but this is sort of the go-to yogic resting position. So anytime you're feeling like you need to break into yoga class, this is your go-to pose. So let your head relax down onto the mat. And give yourself a nice internal massage in your belly. All right, moving on to the next exercise. This is called a V-back opener. So we're just going to really notice the way your breath is moving a lot differently in this pose. So let's see if we can get the visual going on here. So you're bringing your hands out in front of you, interlacing this way. You're just sort of noticing, I did a chest breath, shame on me. But you're noticing the way your shoulder blades go back and forth as you're in this posture. This is a really good way to help keep your chest sort of stagnant too. I'm feeling that pelvic tilt too. Breathing in, expanding the belly, shifting back and letting yourself concave in and relax and fold down. So I'm not going to share her entire book, but I'm going to share one last in and out breathing exercise with you before I let you go. And that is to a complete exhale. And sometimes this will make you cough. When you first start doing it, I didn't find it was comfortable, and I didn't have the guidance of her to say, it's okay to cough. I've written that into my meditation book. I'm like, okay, coughing is all right. But this is when you exhale completely, and then you keep exhaling. So I'm gonna be your exhale coach for this one. I'll let you watch my belly as I do this one first, and then I'll coach you through. So we're inhaling completely. When we get to the top of the inhale, we're gonna sip in a few more breaths. Getting as much air as possible into the belly area here. And now we're gonna exhale. And now we're gonna keep exhaling. That's where you would cough, right there. I almost coughed, I almost did it. So, okay, so it's a big inhale and a big exhale to help get any stale air out of your lungs. This really help you feel what it feels like to take a full, complete, and deep breath. So, okay, are you ready? So inhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. Keep going. If you can sip any more oxygen in until it gets a little bit uncomfortable, and then go ahead and exhale. Curve that belly in back towards the spine. Curve, curve, curve. And then when you get exhaled, keep going. a little more. Until all of the air is out of your lungs, and then you can breathe again. So I hope you've inspired you to read this book. I'm pretty excited about finishing it up. I haven't finished it yet. I'm very close. I'm about to start with some breathwork courses, so stay tuned for your soon-to-be certified breathwork practitioner. There we go. I gotta say it before I can become one, right? All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I just am wanting to share how breath has changed my life, and hopefully it'll change your life too. So happy breathing. Keep breathing. Keep your shoulders still. Keep everything still up here, and just breathe down here. I am going to give you one more teaser away from her. Later she talks about, I haven't quite mastered this breath yet because I'm still on day one. This is day one still. I'm day one and I have to teach. I got to teach it. When I learn something, I just feel really inspired to share it with everyone. But she will get you to the point where you're breathing less by pushing your belly out and more with this type of breathing up here. So see if I can do it. Oh, I think I did it. Maybe not. Work in progress. Always a work in progress. But be sure to shift your breath down to belly breathing. According to her book, I've heard a lot of things on the internet, so I'm just sharing one with you today. That seems to be really great. So keep breathing, have fun, and I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks so much. Bye. One more exciting factoid. I forgot to add that breathing can give you abs. So I've never had abs, but I feel like I have the most abs I've ever had in my life, and I'm breathing more than I've ever breathed in my life. So here you go. Here's the holotropic breath work, which is a whole nother thing we can get into eventually. But yeah, just lower your breath and raise your expectations. Yes, yes.